Hey guys, welcome back to Pat Max Adventures. I am Patrick. If you're not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe to the channel down below if you want to see more travel videos like this, travel tips, and just fun adventures here in the Philippines and from around the world. Today, I thought I would sit down and do a video with you guys about the cost of living here in Manila, Philippines, and how much I've been paying here. As a lot of you know, I have been here in the Philippines for the entire year of 2020 during the pandemic, and now going into the year of 2021. I've spent 7 months here in Manila, so I'm gonna talk about the cost of living here in Manila, Philippines, because this is where I've spent the majority of my time. Earlier in 2020, I did a little traveling around the country before the lockdowns began, and then I remained in a hotel in Cebu City for several months. Everyone has a different standard of living, so some people that watch this video may think that the costs that I share are very expensive. Some people might think that the costs are very low. It all depends on your lifestyle, your income, what you're making. And for me, I always try my best to save as much money as I can, but I also want to live as comfortable as I can as well. So putting those two together, this will be my full cost of living here in Manila. So the first and biggest expense of them all is accommodation. How much have I been paying for this condominium? When I first arrived in Manila from Cebu City back in July 2020, I found this wonderful Airbnb. The name of this condominium is called Light Residence. It's a huge condominium with 3 towers. It's located in Mandaluyong, right on the Bani MRT line, which I love. The location I feel has been great. There's a mall downstairs. It has everything. It has laundry, it has a grocery store, it has restaurants, it has almost everything that you need. There's a hair salon downstairs, and I'm able to save a lot of money by taking the MRT and the LRT, and then I will take a Grab or a taxi to my final destination. It makes saving money a lot easier than if I was staying in BGC or Makati, which are very beautiful, but if I want to go anywhere in Manila, I'm always going to have to take a Grab, and I'm always going to have to take a taxi. So that's one reason why I decided to stay here, so I could save a little on transportation. So I've been paying 27,000 pesos a month for the last 7 months. That comes out roughly to about $560. Everything's included. Wi-Fi is included, electricity is included, water is included, and it's an Airbnb, so everything is stocked. I've got dishes, I have a rice cooker, I have a microwave, refrigerator. Everything's included. What I do every month is I fill out a new contract every month as we go because of the pandemic, and we just weren't sure how long I was going to be staying here. They've been super helpful, super open. I've just had an incredible experience with my host here and Airbnb in general. Looking at Airbnbs here in Manila, and for a monthly price, the general cost, it really kind of varies depending on where you want to stay and, again, your standard of living and how much you're willing to pay or how less you want to pay. A lot of the apartments and condominiums in the area that I'm in the Ortigas area, you can find nice places like this between $500 to $700 a month. When you move to BGC or Makati, you're gonna get a little bit more expensive, but you can still find apartments and condominiums in those areas for maybe as low as $600-700. I didn't find anything in the 500 range in the BGC area, but if you're willing to pay more, like $800-900 a month, you could live very, very comfortably anywhere here in Manila. Now let's talk about a data plan, or data. I always say data, but I think they say data here in the Philippines. Same thing, right? So let's talk about the cost and how much it costs every month for your phone plan. Coming here as a tourist originally, I bought a 30-day plan at the airport, but after being here for now a year, what I would do is I would just get prepaid cards, 500 pesos. They have different plans, whether you're with Globe or Smart. You can get a large amount of data and unlimited YouTube every day for a month for around 600 to 800 pesos, depending on the plan that you want to purchase. All you need to do if you're staying here for a longer period of time, you can go to a 7-Eleven, you can go to SM Mall. They have a phone purchasing area where you can purchase. You use this card, you scratch out the code, you go onto the phone and you pick the plan that you want. But when it comes to the phones, the most that you would be paying would be $20 a month. I've been paying about $15 a month because of work and because I rely on data and Wi-Fi. I used Globe and Smart. Both carriers have been great. Using both of them, I still was only paying $15 a month for purchasing a plan from each of them. So expect to pay $10 to $20, 500 pesos to 1,000 pesos a month, depending on your plan when you're staying here in the Philippines. Now for another big expense. Groceries. How much is the food here in the Philippines? Again, it all depends if you're going to be going to a larger grocery store chain or are you going to be going to a local market. Because of my location and because of just I want to eat the best food possible and there are no big markets nearby here, I've been purchasing all of my groceries from Robinsons. My goal during my time here in Manila is that every week I go to the grocery store. I don't want to spend more than 1,800 pesos, which comes out to around $37. So I've been paying $37 a week for food, and for a month that comes out roughly to like $140, $160. So for 1 kilo of chicken, so like chopped up chicken or whatever, I pay usually around 300 pesos a week. That comes out to $6. When it comes to cucumbers, I usually buy 2 cucumbers as a set. It comes out to 75 pesos, and that comes out to $1.56. When it comes to a set of eggs, 12 eggs for the week, I usually pay around 77 pesos, and that comes out to $1.60. So again, an amazing price. So I hope that this is starting to give you guys an idea of the cost of food here and that you can live here and eat very cheaply if you're willing to cook for yourself. And that's how I save a lot of money, is that during the week, I will cook for myself, then I will go out. If you're wanting to go to a fast food place like Jollibee, Burger King, McDonald's, and you want to get a set meal, a burger, soda, and fries, you're looking at somewhere around 100 to 150 pesos. That's about $2 to $3. When you're wanting some more Western food like spaghetti, pasta, burgers, you're looking at more of a price from 300 up to 500 pesos. That's about $6 to $10. It all depends on the restaurant and where you're wanting to go. On the weekends, that's when I splurge. I only spend $37 a week on my groceries. I cook everything at home. And then during the weekends, sometimes I'll have a meal for 250 pesos. That's about $4, maybe $3. Then I'll splurge and I'll have a meal for like 400 pesos, 450 pesos for a steak or an imported burger and a milkshake or whatever. And that's gonna cost me more around $8 to $10. That's the variation, I would say, in prices in restaurants. If you go real local, like some of the local food on the street, I mean, you can get meals for 30 pesos, which is under $1, or up to like 70, 80, 90 pesos. You're still looking at about $1 or $2. So when it comes to food, there's a wide range of prices, and it just depends on what you're looking for and what you're willing to pay. What about laundry, right? Do I wash my laundry myself? Do I take my laundry to a laundromat? There is a laundromat downstairs in the mall here. I told you guys, this light mall has everything. Everything you need is here. And you can wash your clothes on your own, or you can drop them off and they can wash them for you and you can pick them up. So for the first 5 months of the pandemic, when I was still in Cebu City, I was washing everything in my hotel room just for safety, to keep that social distancing. But ever since I arrived here in Manila, I took advantage of using the laundromat downstairs. This is my laundry bag that I travel with. So when this laundry bag is packed full to the max, it will cost around 125 to 130 pesos. That roughly comes out to, I think, $2.60 or up to $3. So on average, it costs me $3 to do my laundry every week. An incredible deal. You don't have to wait there. If you're willing to wait there and you do the dryer and washer yourself, you're gonna pay even less than that. That's a great thing to keep in mind here whenever you come to the Philippines. Laundry is pretty cheap. Now let's talk about transportation. I mentioned earlier with you guys that I love to take the MRT here at Boni Station. So for example, if I'm gonna take Boni Station to Taft Station, which is about 6 stations, it usually costs 20 pesos, which is 41 cents. If you're gonna be going from Boni Station down to Manila Bay, it will cost maybe a total round trip. Let's do round trip. A total of a round trip maybe near 80 pesos, which will come out to barely $1, or if $1, just a little over $1. Now, when it comes to Grab, Grab is kind of like the Philippines Uber, or Grab is all over Southeast Asia. That's what you want to use when you come here. Grab is going to be more expensive than taxis. So for example, if I take a regular white taxi from Bani Station to High Street in BGC, it costs me 110 pesos, around there. If I take a Grab, it will cost me 200 pesos. So you've got to weigh your options. Grab is great because it's more convenient, there's no hassle, you know you're going to get to your destination directly. If you take a regular taxi, you take the risk of being a little challenged. Some of the taxi drivers might try to rip you off. You've got to make sure that the meter is on. They might take you in a different direction and, oh, sorry sir, this road is closed, or whatever, when it's not closed. If you're going to take a regular taxi, I highly suggest that you make sure that you know where you're going first, just in case you get that one taxi driver that wants to play games with you. Other than that, I highly suggest taking Grab, especially if you're just coming here for a month or a few months. It makes it much easier to go from point A to point B, but that's what you're gonna be kind of looking at. Another comparison would be Bani Station here to Manila Bay. Using Grab has cost me up to 450 pesos, which is pretty expensive, and taking a regular taxi cost me around 250 pesos. So again, there is a bit of a difference depending on which one you take. Another expense is haircuts. How much do haircuts cost? Again, it depends on where you go. If you go to a salon, a nicer upscale salon that you see on the street, or you see in one of the malls like Mega Mall or in the BGC area or Makati, you're gonna be paying around 350 to close to 500 pesos, usually around 400 pesos for a haircut. You'll see these local barbers on the streets. If you go to one of them, you can get a haircut for 80 pesos. I've done that a few times. It's very cheap and I still get a good quality haircut. So there's a variety of prices that you can pay for your haircut depending on where you go and where you want to go. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If I've missed anything, which I keep thinking like, did I get everything? I think I did get all the essentials for living here. But if there's anything that I've missed and you've lived here in Manila, Philippines, or you're a local, please feel free to leave your information about prices to some things I may have left out down below. It will definitely be helpful to those that are wanting to come here to the Philippines and travel here. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to live every moment to the max, and I'll see you guys next time.